I don't know if I want to go over like everything that happened. I think for the most part, I want to kind of condense everything and focus on what we're doing now, and then because the overarching stuff that was going on was Heart of the Sea for Sylvia. You guys got one in Ankashar when you were there, and there's 3 more in the world. Anarian has his ordeal with Stound Vespi, which, if you remember correctly, you guys had basically gotten smuggled in the Barajas, and Stound Vespi just kind of professed that, like, hey, this is not what you think it is. Who you think I am is not who you think I am. And basically wanted to collaborate to kind of bring Lothlorien or Starstrider Hold back to its former glory. He has since split up since leaving Barajas. But there was going to be in the future a communication when Sound Vespi had a concrete plan, as he believed he knew what he had to do as far as Anarian goes. Orosi had various members of Orosi clan that were spread out throughout the world. And also the cult of Tiamat that was plaguing Ankashar and that kind of left its roots throughout the world. So those were the really the main things going on, touching on Rap's, ordeal as Iljor with his amulet that was eventually given to the Mages Guild in the north, northwestern.
Not a bomb.
Yeah, the northwestern continent where the Mages Guild are currently working on it. Also in Genjudus Decimity was the next place to go as it was shipped over there. That's as far as that storyline goes, but there was forest fires happening in Yucatan that you guys wanted to investigate and see what was going on as it relates to the amulet. There was suspicions of it being some sort of weather magic going on, and upon further investigation with the previous amulet and Iljor's sort of background, those two things kind of would possibly correlate to either the same magic or perhaps provide clues to the ancient peoples who used to manipulate magic and worship deities, essentially. So the whole goal was to come here and see what you could find out. See what you could find out here that wasn't necessarily readily available back where you guys were coming from. Now, where you had left off was leaving Ankashar and teleporting to Lysion in Yucatan. In the previous installments, in previous sessions, it was established that every major city has a teleport. I will have to go back and remember its usage, but you guys should be able, as long as you are in good standing with the city, are able to use it. And it's kind of like this exclusive thing. It's just to make things easier traveling the world, essentially. So you guys had teleported to Lysion, and the ultimate goal was to make it to the Pongan Open, which is on the other side of the Iagua Mountains. So upon traveling to Lysion, traveling northward with your party, Iljor, Anarian, Orosi, Sylvia, traveling through the treacherous valleys that are much unlike the North Continent. You have major humidity issues, not so much for Sylvia. She's, obviously of the aquatic type. However, I will say it was a little uncomfortable for both Orosi and Anarian. Traveling northward through the western arm and up through the mountains, encountering various creatures of various terrain types, forests, plains, and the mountain ranges, and being in the cold. You guys,
cold.
Yeah, this is in the top mountain ranges. You guys traveling for several days throughout the mountain to get to the Pongan Open, found yourself in the midst of a tussle with several kind of like rodent-like creatures. These skittering rodents kind of lashed out, surprised, attacked you guys, and almost took you by surprise, though they weren't that much of a match for a party of your standing. Eliminating the vast majority of them during this conflict, during this little scuffle in the middle of the day, traversing these mountains. One last rodent creature stood before you, Sylvia, Anarian, Iljor, and Arosi. And as the culmination of the party were coming together to eliminate this creature, out comes a lizard folk.
Damn. Okay.
traveling through the mountain range. Basically jumping out and kind of what seems like wanting to get in on the action himself, performing the kill all by his lonesome. This lizard folk, the way he carries himself, did not seem like he was, I don't want to use the word embarrassed, but he didn't seem, or he seemed like the type to kind of jump in on things like that and just kind of like, it seemed like he liked combat in this particular scenario. Cody, do you want to describe what your character looks like to the party?
Yeah, so basically, like Ryan described, he is a lizard folk. From what you can tell, maybe by his clothing, he is also a rogue. He has kind of like padded leather on him with, well, more like studded leather. And it has like little designs, almost like mimicking that of scales as well.
Get out of here.
He has
Sorry.
a black hood and a lot of, I want to say, like gold jewelry and trinkets, like around him, like different chains, rings, things like that. He has yellow eyes, and it's kind of like a darker green, like a navy green skin. And then he is dual wielding 2 scimitars.
Gotcha.
And he kind of sheathes them away after he sees like the combat has died down and there's no one left but you guys. And he says, I wanted to kill them, but I was a little too slow.
Seems
Who
you
are
were
you?
a friend. Ah. Well, and Arosi steps up and puts his fist onto his chest. I am Arosi, and before me, I have a lizard man, and behind me, I have Sylvia. As he points to Sylvia, Iljor, and an area.
Arian
What
looks
might
very
be your
different
name?
from how Carlisle even would remember him. Though he's got his haircut, like he's got really, I think at this point it would probably be a little bit longer because we've been traveling for a while. But
wanna
just
say
like
that's the
a little
second-
bit grown out.
That's the second time we've specified Anarian has gotten a haircut in the campaign.
That's
Who's an
I'm just
area?
mentioning it because he looks very different. Because before he was
Adarian
also
got
wearing
a
lighter
low taper
armor.
fade.
He was, but he's gotten. He's wearing different armor as well. He's wearing a breastplate now, with his robes over them, so he doesn't really look so much like a spellcaster like he did before. I guess is more what I'm getting to.
All right.
Interesting. That's an interesting component of the
It's
campaign.
more
is-
like a maybe like a paladin or like a somewhat.
I guess. I mean, it's just a breastplate. It's not like he's wearing full plate armor or anything.
It gives me Inquisitor vibes. If anything.
Yeah, like Inquisitor. Yeah.
If
like
around a
spellsword.
stranger as well, like since he's not familiar with you, he probably would refrain from using any spells or anything that would reveal him as a spellcaster either. He's always been very closed off with information anyway, so he would. Yeah, I mean, otherwise he would use his sword like he normally would.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Arosi, this is a good time. Has Arosi made any changes to how he would particularly look or anything?
I'm gonna keep my headset on, but I gotta go help the wife change his diaper real quick.
Orosi, being somewhat a creature of habit, still holds on to the same old scaled mail, still very much beaten up. Though with a couple of adornments here and there, not so ramshackle, but definitely in need of a tune-up. He still likes to change around his weapons every so often. As of right now, he has his regular spear. He has a short sword on his hip. He's got a great axe that's kind of just straight up from his back, and he's got a hand axe on his hip with a whip just behind that. He does also have a shield, which he typically just wears on his arm while traveling. So more or less armed to the teeth is how he looks. But scale mail is what he's got. It's kind of worn. It's kind of beaten around. So let's see here. I forgot about the Caltrap Forest shirt. I got that.
Are you wearing that or no? You just have that in inventory.
I think he's wearing that right now. It's underneath everything.
Yeah, because what I remember, like, I think you guys put it on under your armor, and just you guys never really took your armor off, so it was just kind of like.
It's just kind of there.
Forest shirt.
Yeah.
That's old.
But yeah.
Forgot about that.
A rosy gold dragonborn, armed to the teeth, wearing scale mail. I kind of like to describe him by how his portrait looks, though. They more or less gold serpentine eyes. He's got tentacles with some minor adornments here or there. In replacement of hair, can't exactly cut those now in Arian, but yeah, that's how Rosie's rocking right now.
All right, and Iljor does the same introduction, and Sylvia as well. As you guys kind of accompany yourselves a little bit with Ganto, talking only a little bit as the days have worn on, and Ganto, you are traversing this mountain range in the same direction as the party, as you guys agree to traverse these mountain ranges. Ganto, you especially have immense knowledge of this mountain range for whatever reason. Maybe you're from the area, maybe you've been living here for a while. The party is at this point kind of professing a little bit that they're a little unsure of where they might be, perhaps maybe getting not so much lost, but kind of not always finding their way and eventually having to come back on track. So at this point, Ganto is a little bit of a guide, think of it that way.
Ariel definitely is like willing to accept his help and appreciates it, but he's definitely like seeing his get up, holding all these trinkets and everything. He's a little cautious.
Of course.
Dude kind of, yeah. He's cautious of everybody in general, but
I will say Ganto looks shady. Yeah, he looks.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
yeah. Of course,
dude fits the type.
Yeah. Proceeding with caution, of course. Moving through and everything. As you guys are traversing the mountain range and eventually making it to the Pongan Open within a matter of days, not very many words are exchanged, particularly for this reason of Ganto looking shady, although trust kind of builds as you guys move on, especially during the nights when you're sleeping. Nothing appears to be taken. Ganto doesn't disappear for any particular odd reason. It's all the major sort of red flags of typical rogues are not so much present in this one, who's just trying to steal something and get away or whatever. It seems like he's honestly either enjoying the company of others in terms of like security, so it's not just him out there, or whatever the case may be. But
I would imagine Orosi being once an employee of the Thieves Guild would probably be a little bit wise to the ways of a thief. So no way he would be escaping with our stuff.
Of course, and you might even notice some mannerisms that kind of give you that sort of feeling that perhaps Ganto may have had ties in some way, where he's worked, or he may have known a friend of a friend, or something like that. But you are kind of getting perhaps that vibe from him. But making it to the Pongan Open and getting into more of a warmer climate, more to that humidity, going up and down the mountains and going through the forests. You eventually make it to the other side, and I'm just going to activate this forest scene just so we have an idea of where we're at now. So making it to the other side of the Pongan, eventually making it to Yumtaro, which is the town that was given to you, particularly a man by the name of Armando at Wainanan Post. He was your initial point of contact to kind of figure out the basics of what is going on here, because at this point all you guys know is there are forest fires. Speaking for a moment with Iljor, and eventually passing along this information to you guys, this point of contact has basically said that, you know, there are fires going on from an unknown origin, but as of right now, or rather for the past 2 weeks, they have not experienced a forest fire. Before these last 2 weeks, one would occur, you know, probably once a week. So it's not totally, I guess, an anomaly that one hasn't happened yet, but it has been a hot minute, and much of the cleanup crews, or, you know, people who are investigating the certain forest fires, especially ones that were close, there's not much evidence, I guess, to be left or investigated. So, with that being said, you guys wait in Yumtaro for about another week, kind of feeling out this sort of small village deep, not necessarily deep, it is kind of on the coast of Yucatan. But this village of Yumtaro, which is fairly small, population of about 150. This village that you have been staying in for the last week doesn't appear at first glance to be, I guess I should say, very advanced. They seem like they're very much filled with laymen, workers, farmers, and not a whole lot going on there. So the capabilities to investigate these forest fires have, you know, you don't really see anybody from there making much of an impact, maybe besides higher ups in law enforcement and the small government that's there that kind of works with the region. But as the week passes by, still no forest fires, waiting for something to happen. You haven't investigated outside Armando, and you haven't really asked the townsfolk yet. But you do find yourself in a small, dimly lit tavern late one night, surrounded by the townsfolk, filled with elves, dwarves, folk that you may have never seen before, that look kind of odd, that may be a cross between an elf and a dwarf. Very, you know, weird people. As you find yourself sitting around, and for the first time, you actually kind of feel comfortable with Ganto. It's been some time since you guys have actually laid eyes on him and met him. But thus far, you still don't know a lot about him, but I wouldn't say you're fully, you know, distrusting of him. I'd say that shadiness has is still there maybe, but not as much as it was once before.
Oh, Arosi, Anerian. I want to ask you, why come all this way? I know you are here to investigate the forest fires. Like me, maybe for different reasons. But getting those golden scales dirty in a swamp-infested place like this. Why all this way?
It means
Not
something
exactly.
to Ildor.
Yeah.
We're
Not,
passing through the area, you could say. We're not really welcome a lot of places.
you could say that again.
Yes, as I've seen
Yeah.
a few times. Sometimes I see many things. So, what do you know about them? Maybe you have some information I don't.
Well, I know the forest fires are hot. Outside of that, it's got to be somebody. Somebody from around here.
I would
Somebody's in the
expect
area.
Dragonborn to be the last person to complain about heat.
No.
As Ildor takes a sip from his mug, he kind of looks over at you, Ganto. Well, as a druid, it's deeply concerning when, from any region in the world, that I hear of atrocities like forest fires. You know, where I'm from, growing up amongst the woods and the wood elves and the ents. It's not something you ever want to see done to them, and I know they live around here. They have to. There's also the aspect, something that maybe we haven't talked about much. We're here also to investigate the weather in terms of magic.
Right, you were very interested in our last stop with weather magic.
Specifically weather manipulation.
Yes.
Well,
Oh wait, hang on. It adapted. It's good.
So we know the fires are caused by some magical means. But is there anything else you know, Iljor? Any insight you could give? Being the druid and all. I am also from the forest. But you are connected to it differently.
I mean, I suppose, but I'll be honest, I don't really know the druids in this area. They could be of a completely different environment and rule set. The tribes could be vastly different. Perhaps maybe they even know something more about what's going on in the forest than I do, or than we do. I mean, we haven't really gone around and kind of asked random people, and just did a little bit of investigating. But perhaps the next forest fire we could go out and look, or go out and look ourselves. But I don't really have an explanation. I really want to get to the bottom as it relates to the Vanwa people, my amulet.
Maybe that is not such a bad place to start. I don't
How do we
know
even-
how we would get in contact with these druids, but
I don't even know where how we would find them aside from asking around. Perhaps the mayor knows.
is there someone I might know that like I can like think of that would be like, I don't know, have any relation or like contact to druids within the area?
Roll an intelligence check.
Ooh. Okay. Oh wait, can I see all the? Yeah, can I see my sheet? There we go. I just hit. Oh wait, no, that's a saving throw. It's just my int modifier, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Starting off strong.
Your int modifier is +3 as a rogue.
Yeah, I took a lot of int.
Jesus. Okay. Ganto would not. Well, he may or may not be from this region, but I don't think he has visited Yumtada before. And if applying sort of knowledge that he's experienced, who to go to for this, druids. I will say, druids in this region are particularly hard to find sometimes, depending on the druidic tribe. The best way going forward would be to maybe ask around a little bit. The story that's being told through your week here so far, it seems as if the story being told to you from the people who are running could be a little different than what townsfolk are hearing via rumors and such. So with anything, investigating something like this could potentially, you could go to, a local library. You could ask someone off the street. You could ask, being a rogue, I don't know your background, but there could be some organizations, some shady organizations that may have, they're not present here in Yumtado. However, they could hold knowledge regarding them potentially, but those are several options.
Well, I do not know this place very well, and we are in an inn. A lot of people will probably come in and out. Maybe we should ask the innkeeper if he knows anything, or has seen anyone that could guide us in the right direction.
Good a start as any.
And with that, Ganto kind of gets up from the table maybe we're sitting at, and I'm going to try to find the innkeeper to talk to.
Okay. I say go ahead, Rosie.
I was gonna say Arosi's just gonna be an follow along Gonto, be part of the conversation.
Okay.
That is all.
As you two stand up, you're beginning to feel the effects of the mead, and actually really take in more of the environment. As in this discussion at the tavern between the party and what to do next, and maybe perhaps even learning a little bit about Gonto. It's kind of tunnel vision you guys into this conversation. And like I said, getting up there, you feel the full effects of the mead. You start to smell the sourness of the tavern, and looking amongst the weird people sitting at the tables in the dim light, is it's a different tavern experience than being in the northwestern world. That's for sure. Getting up, perceiving the rest of the inn, you do find a man who is kind of going about different chores and seemed to be playing a lot of roles within the tavern, perhaps some managerial portion, kind of not necessarily barking orders, but telling the waitstaff and other members to kind of do various tasks or whatever. He's about 6'2", sort of dark-skinned male, eye patch over his eye, and some facial scars on his forehead. Disheveled hair. However, he is currently locked into what he is doing. But you make your way over there, and this man just kind of he seems like whenever somebody does come up to him, he's always willing to kind of listen and figure out the needs of the customer. Walking up, he peers his one eye over to you. Yes?
Oh, my name is Ganto Uratas. I have
nice to
just
meet you,
come
Ganto.
in with my two friends here, Anerian and Arosi, and Iljor. And I point to him like Iljor's still sitting over at the table, I imagine. Just
Yeah, the giant
what
furball
Iljor
just
does.
looks over his shoulder and waves his big, massive palm. Exactly like Nick is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am from here, but he definitely isn't, and these two are not either.
Yes, absolutely. How may I assist you?
So, we recently came into Yuntado, and we heard about some fires that were recently happening.
Yes. Okay.
Figuring that you look like the keeper of this inn, I was wondering if you have seen or heard anything on it. And if I could pick your brain.
Absolutely. Why don't you follow me? Let's head back in my office.
Shall we?
As-
And I look at Arosi and like Anarian.
All alone.
As he's wiping his hand down. Rosie, are you going as well?
Yeah, I'll follow along.
Okay. As he's wiping his hands off, throws the towel on the bar. You walk with him back into a far dark corner. As he leads you into this very small room. It's not much of an office, but it is sort of like a small keeper area where logs are kept and various books and stuff. Not anything extraordinary. As you guys walk in, he shuts the door behind you and proceeds towards the front. I've had a few people come in recently talking about these forest fires, though it's been a while since we've had some near Yumtaro. I hear about them happening throughout the region, but I'm just the proprietor of a small establishment. I mean, have you... I don't really know much about them. Have you tried talking to Armando at Wine on Post?
I have not yet, but
That
I
Armando
will keep
is...
that name in mind.
Armando is the first. He was the first person that you had talked to when you initially got to Yamtaro, but he didn't provide any sort of overarching information to the recently established ones. He just remarked that there wasn't a lot happening as of recent, but nothing that would kind of lead you towards a lead per se.
He told us there recently wasn't a lot happening, but he did mention the fires in some sense. Maybe you do not know a lot about the fires themselves, but the reason I particularly came to you is because you may see people who know more about them. Those people that you say come in and talk about them. Do you know who they are?
Members of city council, different people from around the Pongan. They are of various races, though they come in a little bit more, I should say, sophisticated than our regular folk. There are several rumors I won't get into, however. I would recommend searching for the Druids of the Forest. Particularly, there's one individual. Name gets brought up. Ogren.
Ogren.
Yeah, he's some druid that lives out in the forest. He lives in some big tree. I don't really know what his case is. I don't really venture far from these walls, but... You know... He would be the one to talk to. He seems to be... at least cooperating with the city. The city will send people out to him to learn. Sometimes they'll come back, sometimes they won't. But as far as druids go, good luck finding them on your own.
Yes, there are a lot of big trees in the swamp. And
That's the best you
this
got, though.
is a very big place. You probably would not know someone we could talk to that is in contact with Ogren, or...
As he takes a moment to think on exactly who might know. Try talking to one of the city guards. Surely they will know somebody who can get in contact. They may even send you. You look like a party of adventurers.
Could do this
That
and
is
get paid
cool.
for it.
Well, we are not
Looks like
foreign to
us.
danger.
I can tell you that these happenings, these forest fires, have been going on all over the region. You aren't the only folk to come in and ask how they could help. Various surrounding cities of the Pongan have been home to other adventurers that are trying to figure things out.
Well, it's a noble cause. Affects a lot of people. Makes sense.
Well, it's destroying our crop. It's destroying our trees. It's destroying our ecosystem. It's not.
Yes.
It's something that throws off the
Problem.
balance of everybody.
And it endangers my people that live near here. That is why I'm curious. But maybe if the forest fires haven't been happening recently, maybe some other party has stumbled onto something.
Perhaps. They seem to be very intermittent. Sometimes they happen, 3 days apart, 4 days apart, a week apart. I don't know if this is a steady occurring, or if it's done out of rage or anger of some being or some folk out there.
A word you could use is chaotic.
I would use that word.
I understand. Thank you for all your help. Is there any way Ganto or his associates could repay you?
I think your business is as good as anything around here. I appreciate you stopping by.
I'll
The
have
meat
another
is
ale
good
then,
too.
Well,
or another mead.
I'll have another round of mead here, but before we go, though, you did mention some things about some unsavory folks. With our concerns with it being some unsavory nature, we could make it worth your while as well if you can lend us some information to them. Cast as wide a net as possible.
Oh, yeah, he's
What
sitting
do-
on the couch.
What are you trying to know?
Just some contacts is all. A name or two, where to go, where to find them.
He lifts his brow. Currently trying to read what.
What's your angle?
Yeah, what the
Well,
angle
what's
is.
the angle? What's the angle here?
Let's get down to exactly what you
there's
want.
there's some
Brass
suspicion
tacks.
let's see here.
I do.
Yeah.
Anarion does kind of nudge Rossi and say, "I don't know that we're exactly here on a volunteer mission."
We're not here to give me a moment. It's
You
just
know,
information.
I do dabble in
I'm a-
various organizations myself, but
I'm
whatever
looking
said
just for
here, it doesn't leave these walls. You could be forward with me.
anything that could be in contact with something cult-like. Could be for any reason. Doesn't have to be thieves. Doesn't have to just be any typical ruffians, but anything that could be cult-like.
All right, give me a second. I gotta roll.
Yeah.
Now I see
Before
what you're
you
doing. Now I see
are
what you're getting at.
further questioned, Mr. Innkeeper, I don't know his name. Can I have a word with my associates real quick? It will be fast.
Go ahead.
And I'd kind of take Anarion and Orosi to a little part where Gonto believes like the innkeeper can't hear him. And Gonto kind of whispers, "The reason I bring up chaos, do you think that these forest fires are in any way tied to the amulet that Iljor gave to the Mages Guild?"
It's possible. They said that amulet could bring on.
Well,
What's wrong, Anarion?
I don't know. I don't know what to think. Because
it was what's
these
described.
Go ahead.
It was what's described as a bomb, but
It's
I
not
do
accurate.
remember that.
We were told that it could just unleash chaos and destruction at any time, essentially, if it was put in the wrong hands. But
As your knowledge goes back to kind of touch on things that Iljor, because Iljor does 100% believe that there is a connection here, and going back to when the amulet was, the incident with Iljor's father, which all the characters know, was that Iljor's father was allegedly, but pretty much confirmed to have died in some sort of forest fire or some sort of outbreak.
yeah.
And through discovery of the amulet, or rather the amulet being passed down to Iljor, doing further investigation throughout previous sessions, there was the amulet comes from a race of people, or rather a tribe of people called the Vanwa people. Vanwa being Elven for lost or forgotten. A cult / tribe / whatever you want to call them that worship a multitude of deities and were known to have practiced this particular type of magic for their own doing. The weather manipulation magic itself is it's not abundant throughout the world. It's a very, I want to say, kind of like rare, weird occurrence. You would think in a magical world like this that weather would be manipulated often for benefits or something like that, but the world kind of collectively, or I'd say the majority of the world, especially this side of the world, just kind of collectively realizes that manipulation of the environment could vastly throw off stabilization in regions and such, and so that's why it's not
Yeah.
ever really. It's like untouched. It's like the unwritten, almost like unwritten law.
It's a lot of power is required for such stuff, and yeah, it does throw off the natural balance. So makes sense.
And it's not very well practiced and like really known about because you're affecting really the planet that they're on. So it's just yeah.
Yeah. And I suppose I could be getting my hopes up about finding some cult-related information here, all things considered. No. Oh well.
When Iljor gave away the amulet, was there anything else you all found out about it?
It's been a long time. We spent a year apart before we even met with each other again. Before getting rid of it, or after getting rid of it.
Much time has passed since. I can't remember or think about it. All I know he had the amulet.
I would like to think that it is not just a dead end, but I would just keep it in the
Helpful.
back of your minds. Yes.
Considering
Still have that druid.
we're all
to make
connected to
anyway.
it through these marks. Don't we have marks on ourselves? Like
You guys
all
have
matching
yeah.
marks?
Yeah, you guys have marks. The lizard folk does not.
Does not, yeah.
It is only you guys in Carlisle and Eldor.
I do remember now, actually, because I think mine allows me to see through the eyes of my allies, doesn't it?
Yes, everybody has the scrying ability. Carlisle was the only one that kind of he didn't master it, but it was like he was being the magic user.
More
He
advanced. Yeah.
he was a little bit more advanced to control it slightly, but still a little bit out of his control.
Yeah.
I see.
But coming into contact with that amulet connected us somehow, so I feel like damn near everything we do is connected to it in one way or another.
Yeah.
I would agree.
It's
In
it's
fact,
sorry.
had it not been for said amulet, I would not have found both of you
Correct.
or Iljor.
We wouldn't be in this place if it wasn't for me, but well, I guess
You would be here
necessarily
if it
coming
wasn't for
from where
us as well.
coming from where we were, I mean, we ended up trapped in the desert for a while because of me, is what I mean.
That is true.
So
Helped each other in a dire situation, we did.
You
We're coming
were
through this-
there for a while.
yeah, way longer
That's
than I
it.
wanted to be.
That's in the past now, though. Do have to focus on looking forward and what's next to see how we can help out Iljor in his own place.
Yes.
Hmm.
I think
Let's-
talking to some city officials are our best option because they could send
Yes.
us in the right direction towards this druid and hopefully get some answers for Eldor.
I agree, but I do want to see what comes out of Arosi pressing the innkeeper even a little bit more.
No, absolutely.
I will say
What?
that I will say the magic and the lore of the amulet, Anarian, when you say that you guys are connected by this amulet, it's more so think of it more so as the amulet's a vessel for the magic, the ancient magic, and that it's really the culmination of this ancient people and what they did and what they made. That was that fell into Ildor's lap and has kind of connected you. So it's more so of like the grander picture and not necessarily the amulet itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys go ahead. You guys are talking amongst
Yes.
yourself. The innkeeper is just
yes.
kind of
Yes.
waiting.
Finishing up our little private conversation in this corner of this guy's office.
Yeah.
Orosi turns back to the innkeep. What's a better question is, if you are not so comfortable with
Give me 1 second.
this divulging yourself, perhaps you could direct me to somebody who deals in information. I'd rather not muddy your own house. So,
Aye, a dragonborn of respect. I like that. I can say I do have a close friend. Well, maybe not so close anymore. As he begins to peer out of the corner of his eye up to the almost rotting wood corner, as you kind of feel like he's giving off this sort of this vibe of like he's reminiscing on perhaps an old friend or an old colleague. A man, Gaston Edel.
Gaston Iru.
Gaston Edel, like needle but without the N.
Oh.
Yes.
Ew.
Gaston owns a small shop. Just down the road a little bit. It's an amalgamation of his collectibles over the years that range in price from 5 gold to nothing. Hasn't made much of himself over the years, but I will say he makes good money outside of that place.
Thank you, friend. And Orosi places 5 gold coins on his desk. May your inn be blessed.
Come back anytime. Thank you.
On my
Thank you.
notepad, I wrote down Gaston Edel owns a small shop down the road a little bit. Jesus. It reminds me of that scene in like Hot Fuzz where he's like, "Stop writing." Like Danto's
writing.
just still writing. Holy.
Let me get you a name of the place, 'cause I think I had it written down, like some shops. The Scheme.
The scheme.
The Scheme.
The Scheme. What an interesting name. Nothing bad ever happens there.
No schemes happen in the scheme. Jeez.
As you
Yeah, we're in the corner of the world too.
as you walk out down a corridor of the tavern, the sour smell of the fires and peoples that are coming up at the end of the hall, the light, as you make your way out to the vastness of the people back into the center of the tavern.
I totally missed that there. I hope that was an important detail. Sorry.
What important detail?
No. You were doing some narration there, and I was reading out of my own notes that I'm keeping off to the side. So.
Oh no, you guys,
I-
you guys are just back in the tavern amongst the other people. Iljor's still sitting at the bar.
I was about to
along
say,
with
what does
Sylvia.
Iljor look like? Yeah, is he fucked up?
He's drinking his root brew.
You could ask him. His root brew.
Iljor, friend, I hope you haven't been too lonely out here.
Yes. I mean no. Not
You've had too
lonely.
much to drink, I see.
Who's what did I'm sorry. What did he say?
You're fine. Go ahead.
We've got a couple names of some friends around here that we can go talk to. They can get us some information, but our first stop would probably be local guards.
Tonight?
Maybe
tomorrow.
the first stop for you, Iljor, might be a bed soon.
Perhaps
How
a dirt
are you
nap.
feeling? That too.
I feel fine.
Those are non-alcoholic.
Throw Ryan impression around.
Are they really?
I'm pretty sure.
Iljor would be fucking wasted off non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he would.
Sylvia kind of peeks up and goes, "He's fine. Let's get a room for the night. Rest up till
Let's
morning."
get to bed.
I agree. And out of a sign of good faith, I will take a separate room.
Oh. That's just fine with me. Honestly, I think we have I have plenty to get us all around the rooms for ourselves. So that's the inn is
Never mind, even better.
uh,
I love when free stuff is on other people.
Huh?
That's such a
What
Gonto
can-
thing to say, I would think too.
What can I
Yes.
say, Gonto? I am made of gold.
And I wear it. How perfect.
Well, just don't go wearing me, I guess.
Yes.
Uh,
Just like awkward joke.
or Rosie punches him in the shoulder.
I would not think of it. There are 5 of you, after all.
Ah, that's a
Oh.
wise man.
So, knights here are fairly cheap. What is the standard price? Like a 5 silver or something like that, or silver?
It could be like 5 silver, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be like what? For all 5 of us, would be like 250. So, not 250. 2.5 gold.
Yeah,
So.
be like 5 silver for a knight here. As this establishment is not like of the higher end, but the rooms themselves. So everybody's getting their own room, correct? Is that what you calculated?
He
Yes,
did
yes, yes.
offer everyone their
I did
own room.
offer.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, all the rooms at this place are fairly clean, and the rooms look a lot better than what you would expect when you actually initially came in and saw the tavern. With the weird smells, and the odd people. But it is a fairly nice.
DM's like 100 gold per room. You already offered. Like, oh
Gonna
shit.
get a loan.
Yeah. Musty Inn, 100 gold.
That's what the in itself is worth. I know it.
Yeah, true. That's what his office is worth back there.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Okay. So, returning to the rooms and sleeping off the night. They're through the night. Let me see here. We'll do a little bit of. I gotta relearn all these songs, man. I feel like before I had like a perfect song for each transition and moment, and now I gotta like listen to them all again and figure out what's up.
Just imagine you end up upon battle music when we're going to a bed. It's like, huh. Breaking through the windows, they come crawling from the night.
I'll just put a backdrop of the forest that we're in.
Yeah.
The infamous forest. Awaking at some point in the morning, coming together, well rested, I would say. Also, guys who were doing the Foundry VTT, don't forget to reset your character sheets with stats and everything.
Long rest.
I don't even
Press
know how I
button.
do that. What the fuck?
They change things around. So when you open up your character sheet, there's gonna be your level
Oh,
at the
Little
top right.
campfire at the top.
To your left is gonna be like a TP looking thing. That's a long rest.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
A
Rest.
short
I
rest
should-
is the fork and knife.
I should restore everything.
Yeah,
Um,
that should restore. So
Hell yeah.
So, as everybody's coming to Gonto, you hear a knock at your door.
Who is there early in the morning?
It's Sylvia.
Oh, 1 second. And like, I just imagine Sylvie hears like some like clanking and shit. Like Ganto's like trying to put on his like
Lessons.
armor and stuff. Yeah, just like really quick. 1 second. Hold on. And then he opens the door. Yes.
As you see Sylvia standing before you, fresh in the morning, ready to go. The rest of us are waiting downstairs. Whenever you're ready, we're good to go. Sylvia and Gonto's relationship, by the way, is probably not as well established as perhaps maybe a Narian or let's say Iljor. Not for any reason in particular, but it just seems like the two, Gonto and Sylvia are just vastly different in like not only
People.
race,
Yeah.
just two vastly different people. So it's like interacting with her, it's kind of not awkward, but just like you haven't really gotten to know her yet. But she establishes the parties downstairs, and whenever you're ready, if there's anything you would like to do here, they are good to go.
Normally, I am quick, but I will need a minute. And then, like, Ganto just, like, kind of closes the door slowly on Sylvia, and then, like, gathers his things and shit.
Okay. As you close the door,
I'm
you
late.
do notice.
I'm late.
When you close the door on Sylvia, you do notice, like, you know, looking at her face, it's like seems to be like drenched in like water. Like not really drenched, but like you do see like waters, like as if she like dunked her head, and you're like, peculiar.
Well, bucket.
By the way, like reopens the door a little bit. Are you feeling okay?
Yes. Why do you ask?
You are a fish that looks like you are sweating. It would maybe make anyone a little anxious.
Do fish sweat?
Is the water wet?
Well, I don't
Fuck.
know much about sweating. As she, you know, appears to look down at herself. It's just the way I pray to my deity sometimes. I should clarify.
You know,
that
I
put my head in water.
Okay. I am just glad everything is okay. I'll be downstairs in a moment.
All right, as the
Ganto,
door
like,
just
closes.
slowly closes on her face.
Yeah,
Just
slowly
like-
closes on her face
It's
again. Like she's just staring in the fucking whole time, like not walking away.
The door closes. You can hear Sylvia
shit.
walk away, and
I
Aganto.
know she was sweating. She cannot lie to me.
I believe it. Nobody will convince me otherwise.
I know sweat when I see it.
Ganto coming downstairs. You regroup at the party. The tavern is quiet. Not as much rustling as it was last night, but it is a new day. What would you guys like to do?
Find somebody that can guide us to the druid. I
Yeah.
guess, right?
Yeah, I think we if we could start off with the basic ass law enforcement and see where that gets us. Probably not a lot, but start with them. And we'll see about going to the scheme.
The scheme, dude. I want to go
The
to the scheme
scheme.
at some point.
So the townsfolk and the guards of this particular town, you can find them roaming amongst the dirt streets. There's not a lot of them, but they're abundant for the population. So it would be fairly easy to either find one standing in front of a well-looking shop, or roving the streets. As their particular guard kind of stands out amongst the others. You know, they're adorned in leather armor, so you could tell that maybe they haven't seen a lot of combat, or maybe they're not trained for big battles, with sort of these orange accents, I guess, kind of around their neck and coming down their armor, almost as an article of clothing, kind of like a scarf, kind of, but just to kind of denote with some sort of crest on them, that what you could presume is either Yucatan or the region or the town. But yeah,
Tell you what, Arosi and Arian, I will let one of you do the talking, because I did it last time, and also, I do not like guards. I do not have a good reputation with guards.
What makes you say that?
Just-
Fred?
Something about wearing your gold last night, or something. I don't know.
Wanted in my home city. I'm not much better with them than you.
Ah, perfect. Arosi again. He just kind of shoves you into the guards.
Did I remind? You what? No, fine.
This man would like to talk to you.
The guard, as he's kind of walking, you kind of shove Arosi a little bit as he's kind of caught off guard. You kind of brush one up against the shoulder, and he goes, "Ugh, excuse me."
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, but sorry about that. But we're actually a couple of lost folks here. We're looking for
You don't say. As he looks at the party, almost
Well,
not
I'm not
really
sure what you mean by that.
disgust, but like
You're like,
looking
yeah, no
at-
shit.
yeah, like a lizard and a dragonborn and a fish.
well, yeah.
She's an elf.
That would make sense.
I'm
Well-
gonna turn that into a slur in the game. Fish.
Fish.
Well,
Oh,
a couple of us scaled individuals here are looking
Scale
for
folk, as we call them.
right. Yeah, well, we're looking for
I was looking for all the slurs.
some of the local druids around here. Who would happen to know if you might know where we can find the dirty bastards? So we got one of them around. Well, not a local one, but we got one of them with us.
really messed up letting Rosie talk, I think.
Yeah, I think that was a bad decision.
Druids. Druids in this town?
Not a local one. I know.
You won't find druids in this town. There are some folk that live in the forest.
The city was hiring people to go investigate the forest fires, and they're sending them to a druid.
Yeah.
The forest fires. You're talking about our major problem. Maybe you should have led with that, Dragonborn.
Yeah, perhaps I
Yes,
should
maybe
have.
you should
Yeah,
have
Rosie.
Dragonborn.
Look, I'm only good with the spirit point.
And I just kind of
point
step out from behind
conversation,
him.
Okay.
Yep.
The guardsman's demeanor changes a little bit, and he kind of steps towards you a little bit, Rosie. Another pair of adventurers coming to try to figure out the forest fires. Well,
There's 5 of us.
what did I say?
You said a pair.
Oh, did I say a pair? My bad.
I'm imagining the guard would be like, "Did I fucking say a pair? Did I stutter?" When that was actually the case, but
I did not mean a pair. I got carried away with the words. Anyways,
it's fine.
another group of adventurers. Another group of adventurers trying to figure out the forest fires. All the information we've given to the others in the town. Look, there's one druid we've been talking to. Well, I could say we've done a lot of talking to him, but he hasn't done a whole lot of talking back.
We've got a druid with us, so maybe he'll be more open to us.
There is... I don't know if he's a man or an elf. He's from a druidic tribe, not too far from here. One of those tribes that... Well, I don't want to get into the history, as they differ. But there is one. As he kind of does a little bit of thinking for a second. His name is Ogren. We've been sending people there. Your best luck would be try to find him. I can give you directions if you like.
Oh, that'd be a great help if you can.
All I can say is good luck. We've been sending city folk there to speak to him about the forest fires. The druids in this region are extremely knowledgeable, but he hasn't been wanting to leave.
You know, I bet he is an elf. Magic, elves, hand in hand. Really.
Yeah, we do go well together.
The town's guardsman...
He's wearing Inquisitor armor. No shit again. Like
the guardsman briefly describes directions that the city folk... essentially, what's been happening is the town of Yumtaro has been sending off, like, I guess, diplomats to go and speak to this particular druid. From what you've gathered in your time here, the druids kind of keep to themselves, and they're very, very hard to find out in the Kimana Wilds and the Pongan Open and everything. They are very much...
I'd say that sounds like druids, but Anarion's only other druid he knows is Ildjor, and he found him pretty easy.
Yes, but so the druids differ in the Northwestern world versus here. There are druidic tribes that kind of they like to trade, like in the Northwestern world, especially where Ildjor comes from. They love to trade with the townsfolk and keep a good sort of relationship with the city folk, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Whereas these are more introverted, like we keep to ourselves. We don't want to, concern ourselves with the problems of the city folk. That just kind of seems like that culturally the way it goes here. And the town of Yumtaro has been sending their sort of diplomats to speak with this particular druid that they know of to figure out more information on perhaps what's been going on in the Pongan as far as the forest fires go. The druid is one of few that actually would be deemed one with the forest. And the guardsman does briefly describe the certain druid that he is. the druid that is being spoken about, the name, Ogren. He comes from a particular tribe of druid that their sort of shtick is when a member of their tribe is conceived, they plant a tree, and it's a certain sort of like magical tree where it'll like grow really fast and sustain and die really fast. The life is extremely short, but they'll plant a tree, and by the time that druid is born, they will put the member of the tribe with that tree, and they will basically grow up and live in it, and kind of use it as a home, but also as like a connection with the environment.
Gotcha.
And from what the guardsman is explaining is that this druid has lived there for quite a while, and he's not willing to leave his home to come to the town and kind of cooperate. And it doesn't seem like he's been very cooperative at that place.
Gotcha.
The journey, the directions that are given, which is about say 6-7 miles west of Yumtaro, going down the main road and then coming to a stone sculpture, taking a left and proceeding forward. It's very rough directions, but Ganto, you're somewhat familiar with the area and are able to kind of like understand exactly where you might be able to find this druid. I think what else information I wanted to give out. Yeah, he would be that's kind of like the point of contact that Yumtaro is kind of trying and failing to get information from. But you don't know much about the character himself and what information he could either be providing or withholding.
Okay.
All right.
But the town's guardman finally, upon conclusion of this information, that's really all I've been hearing and what we've been doing here in Yumtaro. This isn't the first time I've had to explain to adventurers. They come and go, looking for gold, but you haven't mentioned money yet. You seem like a fine group of individuals.
Oh, thank you. Oh, sorry to bother you, though. It does sound like you're reading off a script. You got to do this a lot, don't you? Yeah.
We all do. We really want to get to the bottom of what's going on. It's been a black mark on the history of the Pongan.
Well, we'll see if we can help you with it.
Very
I
well.
can't believe I did not ask him for gold. Oh my god.
Got to say that out loud.
Yes. It's like he can't control himself. He just lets it out. Okay, to the scheme. You know what? Actually, hey, I did not mean we are scheming. There is a place called the Scheme, but you probably know that, being a guard.
As he's getting, as he's conversing with you guys, and especially you, Ganto, he has been kind of eyeing you as you do not give off.
Wait, that's my ring.
You definitely give off that robe archetype, sort of thing, in the whole scheme comment. He's just kind of like raises his brow and continues on, kind of like let you be as it.
The scheme down the road a little bit.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
You're giving yourself away, buddy. And then Ariane just turns around and starts walking.
good day,
On with
gentlemen.
her day, then. Good day, sir.
All
right, then.
Bye.
On to our clearly
I'm
illicit
not stealing,
activity.
by the way.
How many got? No, I'm not gonna say.
Hey, pigs!
Oh my god. How many lizards?
How many lizards?
Too many.
Oh, God.
So
You're
you're making your way to the scheme, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Going about in the sort of general direction that the innkeeper had explained to you, you do find an establishment that's kind of very, very small. I would say it's like a little bit larger than what you know as like a medium-sized shed. You know, it's not very big. The sign kind of seems like it's almost falling off a little bit. You do notice the sign is in Elvish. So
Hard sale.
The establishment itself, though, blackened windows. Peering inside, you don't see anything going on, and as you go for the door, it is locked. The establishment does look like it is closed right now, with no sort of signs of life inside. Going by what the innkeeper said, this is kind of...
It's a side business.
Yes. I was gonna say it is like a side business that it maybe has differing hours, but there's no hours posted. It's just kind of like there's no way to kind of determine when it would be open, essentially.
Nice.
For a guy that sells odds and ends like an antique shop, he sure doesn't keep the old people hours. So must come in later the night.
If you want, I can make this store 24/7.
Well, for as interesting as a prospect that is, actually, don't tempt me, Gonto. I've worked with your types before, and we always get up to some fun stuff. But
hey, you know, I'm always available.
I'm helping out a friend right now. I'd like to keep those activities to a minimum.
Okay.
For now, never say never.
I will say,
Anytime.
Drinks
I
and
say-
we'll talk.
Arosi, make a perception check.
Yeah, I'll go and make a perception check.
Guard heard that. He's coming over.
Guard's
No,
I
Guard.
fucking knew it.
We were just talking about committing crime.
Never the lizard man. No, don't
It's in game,
trust him.
buddy.
Oh my god.
Oh, 19.
Nice. Peering inside through the dimly lit sort of corners of the store, you can assume that even though there is no signs of life and it does look closed, it looks like there has been, or rather this has been kept up with. It doesn't look in any sort of way abandoned, though you could probably say that this establishment was open within the last day or two.
Really occupied.
It seems like they've at least been here somewhat recently. It's not covered in dust in there, as far as I can see. Now, past couple of days.
Well, we did ask the innkeeper about him, but we could find out where he lives.
Neurosis is just gonna knock on the door just to see if anybody answers.
Just ignored. Fucking.
I can tell I'm gonna have to like create maps that I'm gonna have to think outside the box with Gonto. You guys are gonna fucking do some like crazy shit. I need to have everything
do
prepared.
something wild.
We're gonna get kicked out of a city or something.
I gotta have some random fucking guest in the tavern's fucking house blueprint ready to fucking go.
I want his information. Give me his social security.
Yeah,
number.
we're gonna go to the city archive and just try and figure out everybody's layout.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, Orosi knocks on the door. What were you saying, Gonto? Well, let's try to be friends with him first. Being friends is easier, you know?
I mean, what better way to become friends than inviting them into your home, right?
I
think you got
don't
that
think the
backwards.
friends are allowed to invite themselves into.
no,
individuals'
Seeing Anarian had to call me out. It's okay.
The better quote would be, what better way to make friends than to invite me into
break in their house.
your home.
D&E,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. I invite myself. Oh my god.
Knocking on the door,
Have
Rosie,
grace with
that
my presence.
does not come with any sort of satisfaction. There's nothing.
Well, I'm not your dad, Gonto. You can do whatever you want. But
We'll go back to the inn and drink.
I'm gonna go back to the inn and drink. Actually, yeah.
Rosie's gonna go drink.
Gato is gonna do a perception check around him.
All right. Around Orosi?
Around just like our surroundings.
Oh, okay.
So,
And there, do you care to join me, or perhaps
Don't
just take
tempt
a
me,
walk?
but we can take a walk, sure.
should use that to pick the fucking door.
He's gonna pick the door now that we're going.
Perceiving the surroundings around you, assuming is basically all you told me. This place, sandwiched in between a couple other shops, and this small little strip of road that doesn't seem to be too bustling right now. The town, being that it is sort of early morning, sort of. Townsfolk,
Everything's pretty
guards,
dead.
roam. Everything is pretty dead. There's nothing I would say that strikes your vision. This seems to be a pretty normal town. Yeah. I don't know
Gonto
if
is
you-
gonna roll to pick the lock, and I'm gonna start like pulling out my thieves' tools.
Do he got thieves tools? He might have
What?
thieves tools.
He do have thieves' tools.
Yes, he do have
Well, a
thieves
thief
tools.
has
Okay.
to have thieves' tools.
What?
I'm gonna roll. Oh boy.
Wow.
Hey, it's
12?
not bad because of the thieves' tools, though. It's
Yeah.
not terrible. We'll see what happens. Come on, baby. Come on.
As you as you try to pick the lock, you notice upon failure that the visuals of this lock do not reflect the internal mechanisms of said lock. You do your best to pick it, though the internal structure seems a little bit unfamiliar than what you're used to. You can tell that the owner, the proprietor, has thought of ways to secure his building more so than just a simple lock. There's nothing. Well, that's all I'll say.
Gonto, understanding that it's like a magic shop and not being successful picking a lock, kind of just like slips the thieves' tools back in his pocket, turns around.
It's not
and starts
necessarily a
walking towards
magic
me.
shop. It's not necessarily a magic
I'm
shop.
gonna go use the restroom for real quick.
You don't.
Didn't you say it's like All right, go
It's,
ahead.
No, it's like a general. It's like a general. There's not very many like Make a knowledge check. I want to see if your character would probably know. Make a knowledge check. DC's gonna be easy, but I want to kind of see. I guess it'd just be an intelligence. Or is there an actual like knowledge?
Knowledge history would be the closest thing. Of like knowledge of like the area.
Knowledge history.
Investigation. Make an investigation check.
Investigation could be.
Same as my intel. All right, well, so not one there.
It is not a magic shop. You were told by the innkeeper that it's like bits and bobs that are kind of worthless, which is a little bit confusing for Gonto, a little bit, because of who allegedly owns it. You don't really know what or why he would own such a shop. That's all I'll say, I guess.
Okay, Gonto, slips
he's
the
probably
thieves'
sells-
tools in his pocket, and he starts walking to follow, like behind, obviously, very behind, Nerion and Orosi.
I'd say he probably sells other people's shit in that store. By other people's shit, I mean stolen shit. So, yeah.
And when I catch back up with them, what's the next course of action?
Well,
Oh,
I guess we could leave somebody there to
Huh?
see if it ever opens up. Take turns.
Yeah, I really didn't feel like picking the lock after all, so I came back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Didn't feel
This
like
time
it.
Yeah,
This time might be-
some days you do, some days you don't. That's how it
Yeah.
works.
Some days you got it, some days you don't.
Yeah. Hey, I did not pick the lock.
You're right. Oh, he didn't.
You did not
take
pick
it.
the lock successfully. Details.
What are you talking about?
Did not pick the lock. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That's what it is, officer.
Yep.
Well,
Hmm.
is there what else is around the area of that shop? Is it just that shop? Is there any other like like a tavern or another shop or anything like that?
There are the shop that you guys tried to pick the lock on is sandwiched between some other shops, but visually is not very striking. You know, you
Is there
have
anything across the street? Like, is there anywhere I could set up to just watch and wait for this place to open?
yeah, there is sort of like an opening as behind the shops that are there. Well, I guess there's only like maybe like 1 or 2 buildings on the other side of the street, but behind those and sort of in between them, it's more open. You have the forest backdrop, so like you could easily, you know, hide behind a tree and or bush or building and kind of.
I'm not necessarily wanting to hide somewhere, but just wait. Like, you know, I don't necessarily need to be hidden. I'm not trying to break into the place or anything. I'm just waiting to see if the guy ever shows up.
Okay.
So, I guess we'll just go back to the tavern for a little bit, wait, and see if he if he comes back.
You press T. Wait.
Yeah, wait.
Wait.
Just stand there. Anybody that walks by, just no reaction.
Okay. I will say that with time passing, going back to the tavern, checking back every now and then, as you can. It's a very short walk to see the place from the tavern, to just you know see the front of it basically, and checking back every now and then does not yield much of anything. There's no signs of it being open.
Anarian just waiting at the window with his like hand up to it, like looking across the street at the shop. The press just like
about 3 seconds away from sending an eldritch blast through the window.
Holy shit. Like everyone's drinking and having fun and Arian's just like it's like raining and shit, just looking out the window.
All right, well, I'll make my way back after checking for the however many time.
Yeah, it's got to the point where there doesn't there's no any indications that the owner has came back or that there is any activity going on there.
You know, I just returned to the tavern where the other 2 are, or other 4 are.
Okay.
I guess I forget Eljor and Sylvia are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're here in spirit.
Yeah, their spirits are here.
As you take a seat at the tavern, Sylvia kind of thinking to herself, you could see her lips kind of pursed moving a little bit, kind of almost in thought. You see Eljor doing some thinking of his own. Well, we could see the druid, unless that's sort of a last resort.
Did he give us directions to the druid?
He did.
He did get the guard to
He did.
give us
Yeah,
the
we could.
directions.
I guess we could do that. Yeah, we might as well go do that. I forgot about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could absolutely just go do that.
Yeah. The guy was in town, but the store I should say is.
We're the
in town.
shots seeing if we could get that extra information, but I guess we
But,
might as well just move out.
Yeah, he'll be back at some point. So.
Or I will be back there at some point.
Hopefully when you're there and he's not, or
Yes.
however you want that to work out. I guess. Well.
Who knows?
Who knows?
All right, let's go meet your druid friend, Iljor.
Okay. And you guys finish up at the tavern. As right now it's getting about probably, I don't know, how long would you want to wait an area? Like a few hours probably?
Maybe an hour, checking back every like 15 minutes or something like that. Like I'm not wanting to sit there forever waiting.
Okay.
Stalking the fucking
Yeah. Just walk
okay.
back by, seeing if it ever opens.
Yeah, we could say that, you know, it's about maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, as you guys begin to make the journey out of Yumtaro along the main road. It's a little bit of a walk, but the directions through your memory, Ganto, you're able to traverse down the main road until you get to the stone sculpture that the watchguard described, taking an immediate left into the Pongan Forest, traversing until you come actually, I forgot. I could do this. See how this looks. As night befalls the
the darkness.
Pongan Forest, you guys begin to set up camp. As you're not far from the tree, but definitely don't want to traverse any further into the forest. As the party is, Gonto a little bit less, a little unfamiliar with what goes on, what knocks at night in the woods of the Pongan Forest. Bring us to here. Oh, I forgot. There should be a light source there. Nice.
Nice.
Yay! I can't see. Oh, that is cool, actually. Oh yeah, I remember this scene. This is such a cool scene with a little light source there.
And I think I remember something that... Actually, turn this on.
Skyrim night music. Dun dun dun.
Oh, I got it, dude. I got it.
Kind of funny.
He's got it. I've been using the voice chats text link. Yeah, there it is.
I just realized my music stopped working. Let me refresh.
And Arian is now deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the funniest moments I saw in that thing that I wasn't there for is when like the guy was trying to talk to an Aryan all serious and Nick just disconnects and the fucking
Dude,
face just cuts out.
I kind of felt bad because it was like
Holy
me and Ella were just like
Such a
busted out laughing, and then Nick was still
serious
in the scene. He's still in the scene. And we gotta go. Okay, never mind. Sorry. So, all right. As you guys set up camp, like I said, you're not very far from the tree, but you don't want to venture too far into the Pongan Open. Sitting around the campfire, as this is one of the few times I guess not one of the few times, I guess it kind of brings you back to when you were traversing through the mountains. I think this is the second time I've done this. I would like everybody here to think of a story, either from your backstory,
Oh, jeez.
not revealing, but
VP shush.
telling a story about your character to kind of dive into who they are, as you do have Gonto the Lizard Folk with you, who you're not exactly too familiar with, and you can learn a little bit from, and Gonto yourself could learn a little bit about the party. Maybe something you haven't divulged yet, or maybe something that has been told before, but it's been a while. But yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys come up with.
Yeah, I haven't wrote my backstory yet, you fucker.
No, you could. Well, then you can pick anything. You can pick anything.
Yeah, I
pick anything.
literally could. Yeah. I'll let it.
Marion probably would not start. He's not necessarily the.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll let someone else start.
Storyteller.
It doesn't have to be intimate, but just maybe something that had happened in the past that was cool or something.
Rosie, remember that time that you completely slaughtered a horned devil in that dungeon we were in out in the desert? After taking, I don't know, some type of, you could call it a potion, but it was just drugs.
It was just drugs?
It was
You know what's
basically,
funny?
you
It's
took
funny.
you took a potion and you weren't there. I was commanding him.
Yes, I was gonna say.
I can't remember all that so well now, huh?
Yeah.
It is coming back to basic.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
some
Arosi
part of that
literally-
session, but
Literally just chart, like he took it was a potion of hill giant strength, and then he got holy weapon cast on him through a scroll. So he just was cracked, dude.
yeah.
He came in, he charged the horned devil and stabbed it with his spear 4 times after action surging and basically killed it.
Holy
right there.
shit.
Like it didn't get a turn.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining like
That was a
fucking
kerfuffle.
heaves him up onto the spear. Does some Vlad the Impaler shit.
Well,
Is what my
it
imagination
was huge. No, he took the spear and climbed it with his spear, doing like fucking just leaping on top of it and just stabbed it in the throat.
I'm glad you can remind me of the scenario because those drugs are really strong. I
Mhm.
can't remember shit. from
Yeah,
I
you were
remember-
literally shaking afterwards.
I don't remember giving you. I remember you guys had the potion of hill giant strength. I just don't remember ever giving it to you. I remember thinking you guys found it. I don't know if you guys found it in the same session.
We found
But-
it. It was in that session. Yeah, we found it in one of the
Yeah.
treasure rooms, and then we used it. We found the scroll too. We
Yeah,
used both of
potions
them. We were
down
like,
on
these
the-
are going to be handy, and then we used them, and he fucking just he insta killed the boss of the dungeon.
Yeah, yeah. I do remember that. I do remember getting like, fuck, man, like,
Yeah.
that was a big.
I know how to
calm down.
play a fighter. One of my other favorite characters I've played is a fighter. They're kind of fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Champion fighters are nuts, or not champion fighters. Battle master fighters. are
Battle
nuts.
master. That's what a Rosie is. He's a battle
Yep.
master.
They're nuts.
But yeah, no, through all the drugs there, I can't remember. Granted, that entire desert was well, a fever dream
Yeah.
if it ever was.
Yeah, we ran into an army of the dead out there too.
Yeah, remember we were hiding just beneath a shelf in the cold of the desert night.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear the sand shifting just above us, the dead shuffling their feet. A couple of them even looked at us, though I don't think they could see us through the cover of dark.
I think I do remember you guys finding undead in the desert, and then you guys hid behind a rock
Yeah.
and they walked by you or something.
Yep, it was a huge army. I don't remember what you called it, but yeah, it was like the Wandering Dead or something like that.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
all gillied up, dude, hiding in the grass, and the fucking soldiers were just walking by.
Yeah, we were just hiding behind a rock waiting for him to pass.
Yeah. I didn't know how we even got out there in the first place. Remember us?
Well, that's
we were on the
that was my
ship to
fault.
get there.
Well, kind of. We were teleported into the desert. Remember?
Yeah, that's true. We weren't necessarily just walked out there. We were thrown out there with a couple of
I got us
rusted
imprisoned back in Star Strider Hold.
Yeah, it was you guys had gotten captured at Star Strider Hold, well, at the residency.
Along with Stown.
Yeah, along with Stown, you guys were smuggled by the people with the bird and chain insignia.
You know what?
Yep.
I remember as well because you intended that session to be like a stealth thing, and I was just gonna fucking kill everybody here.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna die.
Also,
It's literally that scene from Battlefield Bad Company 2 where they're like, this is a
Yeah.
stealth mission. Breach that door. And then he just throws a grenade and they start shooting through the windows and everything.
Yeah, you guys were smuggled onto a ship, came down to Barajas, and then you guys were
Yeah.
teleported into the desert with that like triangular chest that you guys like you guys carried for like a day or two or something like that.
That thing was a
and then we
pain
got
in
it
the
open.
ass.
It had our stuff in it,
Yeah.
along with those magical chains that they put us in that didn't let us do
What was
anything.
that? Yeah. And how did we even get
Well,
that
that didn't
thing
really affect you
open?
that much. I don't remember how we got it open, but we did. Otherwise, we wouldn't have all of our shit.
Yeah, right. Or else, even worse, we'd be dead out there.
We would.
Oh. Yeah, crazy adventures
What
we've
about
been
you?
on.
What experiences do you have, Ganto?
Yeah.
Can think of a story that I have. Funny fact, some of the gold I am carrying on me is because of this story.
I can imagine.
He's not mine.
Yes. Yes, it actually really, yeah, if you think about it, it is not mine, but maybe not how you think. Okay, so I need like a place on the map, Ryan, that it'll be from. Like, what's some areas near here?
Near
There is
here?
there's a
I got you. I know exactly. I know exactly how to get you there.
I know we got maps posted of the regions as well, or at least snippets of the map, because your actual like image for the entire world map is fucking massive. And Discord would not have it.
Yeah, I should be able to. There was a way that I used to be able to only drag you to a scene.
Yeah, you might be able to. I think it might be like a right-click function or something. I can't
Oh wait,
remember.
I think I.
Been a hot minute since I've messed with Foundry
you
on the DM side.
Up at the top left, Cody, can you bring down what's at the top? Can you go to Commodore?
No, it doesn't look. I see Forest Campfire.
I thought we had maps in our journal.
Yeah,
we
I
have
mean,
really-
I guess you have that too. I think.
We do have like I'm gonna go ahead and ping Cody to the chat.
Northwestern world. I don't think that contains where we're at now, does it?
No.
No.
No, it doesn't. We got the Northwestern world, Lothlorien, and
I pinged Cody to the
Hurrah.
Maps and Handouts channel. So
oh, that's right on Discord. I forgot it's there too.
it's on Discord, yeah.
I can do this too.
Although
Oh, but it doesn't show.
no, it's
Okay. That works.
Oh, he's got it
over.
on. Here you go. Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh yeah, that worked. Yeah, that's a good image.
We're at Yucatan at the bottom. The Pongan, you can see a little bit of the Pongan, but
Yeah, it doesn't show a lot. I just want like one place, like shit. But it doesn't like. It's really hard to see the names on the
man, there
map.
used to be a fucking way I could like bring you to a specific scene, but I don't remember.
Ooh, I thought you just drag like the name or whatever.
Shit.
Fuck.
Let me just activate it.
Yeah.
It was fast for me. I don't know about you guys.
Well, I don't have too much
Mine says
trouble.
99. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's at 99 for a second for me, but then it gets its
Oh, what
moves on.
What is
I know
that?
there's
What is
also-
that place down there? Juapeguá or something? How do I say that?
San Juapeguá? Yeah, San
Juapeguá. I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Juapeguá or something like that, dude. I made this fucking
San
country and I was like, I knew how to pronounce all of these, and then I come back 2 years later and I'm like,
San
Juapeguá.
San Juapeguá.
Yeah, I'll go with that. So,
Okay.
I have a story for both of you. Have you ever heard of the golden frog of San Juapeguá?
This is already gonna be good already.
No, I sure can't say I have.
I can't say I have.
Lucky you. It's not really golden. More like yellowish, almost like brown, like an old ale. So, anyway, I was going through the forests one night, and in a town near San Juapeguá, they say the town over has a golden frog. And I hear these two drunkards talking about it. I think to myself, golden frog, that has to be worth a lot of money. Ganto is rich. Ganto doesn't have to steal ever again. But this one time. What the drunkards did not mention in their story when I went to San Juapeguá is this golden frog is worshipped. Almost like that of a god. Do you know why?
Is it because it's golden?
gold?
Yes. And it has a special technique related to its golden alish color. This toad can burp
I thought it was a
golden
frog.
coins. This frog, sorry, they are different things. You're right. This golden frog can burp golden coins. And I think, oh my god, when I hear this, I am double rich. I am so rich beyond my wildest belief. But how am I going to steal it from this temple? Don't ask me how. I was much slimmer. I was much tinier. And I knew my way around. Well, I end up with the toad. However,
Also, the
while
toad.
It's
Oh,
a
God.
frog. It's a frog, Gonto.
I keep
Come on
saying
now,
toad
respect.
for some reason.
Respect
I
the
end
toads.
up with the frog. Okay, it is in my bag. Okay, I was quiet as the moonlight. I slipped past the guards,
and these chanting fools worshipping the frog. And I snatched it up. I stuffed it in my sack before it could burp one of these golden coins. However, I make it halfway back to the river, and it starts moving in my bag. And then it lets out a little croak, and I feel my bag gets slightly heavier. And then it croaks again, a lot, almost like thunder. I am starting to get weighed down, more than the damn frog is worth. So I check my bag, it leaps out, it goes, hops through the river, and sails down with the current. Now I have lost the frog. I go and I check the coins. These are no ordinary coins of Hrathen. On the coins, the image of the frog's face, almost as if it were laughing at me. It is not actual gold. It is not real currency. What is this? A joke on Ganto? I don't know. However, the coin sack was so heavy, I went to throw it in the river, the same river the frog went down. And I fell into the same river. Oh no, I am going to be found out with the frog. We are going to the same place, is what I think. But no, I am able to get out of the current. The sack gone, full of frog coins. And the frog also gone. I have managed, and I pull out of my bag like this little coin with the frog's face on it. 1 gold piece left. This fake currency. And
If that frog's lost downriver, doesn't that make that coin rare now?
at the time, I lost everything, all my belongings in that bag. So, not only did I not get rich, I lost money trying to steal this frog. But now I have this gold coin to remember it by. The frog took everything from me. And my pride.
Illdroy says, "Did you hear any other stories about the frog afterward? How long ago was this?"
I want to say a few years back.
You didn't hear anything else? Any other stories? If the frog was
I
found?
never went back to... God damn it.
San
I
Juapeguá.
never
If I were
went
to-
back
San
to San
Juapeguá.
Juapeguá. Yeah. After that.
I shall never return to San Juapeguá so long as I
Cool.
live.
Cursed
So you
land.
potentially ruined religion.
Maybe,
Yeah.
perhaps.
I would. I personally wouldn't want to go back there if I stole somebody's idol, or whatever the hell this frog was to them.
I don't know why they worship that thing. It's not the real coins.
As the
Unless
party
they use it.
so as the party, especially Ildjor, is just kind of like just locked into the story and asking questions.
I just
Um,
made up a whole lore for San Juapeguá.
Dude, San Juapeguá, dude.
The great theft
on.
of the gold
I'm
frog.
gonna use that, dude. You're gonna run into a
Oh, no.
town. You're gonna run into a remote island that has these fucking coins, man.
Coins. Fuck, dude. They're gone. They're down the river
I'm putting
somewhere.
that down in my
I'm gonna
notes
found
about San Juapeguá.
As the party was entranced, Ildjor just fascinated by the story of the golden frog. Anarian, you notice that they've kind of been entranced by the story and are loving it and kind of seemingly forgotten. Anarian, you get the choice if you want to speak up and say something or if you want to keep Anarian a secret still. Many parts of his story. It is your choice. It is your choice. As Anarian would be played.
I don't know. I mean, he mentioned our previous travels and the things that we've gone through getting here, but I don't know that he would. He's got a very tragic history. I don't know that he would reveal much at this this particular junction.
Well,
Okay.
if Venarian's not partial to, I can share something more personal to Orosi.
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
A wonderful story about that golden frog, Ganto, but tell me.
Didn't feel so good at the time. It didn't feel so wonderful.
Well,
It sucks. I had a lot of stuff.
I admit they did.
That is true. But perhaps you'll find more riches in the future if you hang around us long enough.
I
Get up
sure
to
hope
some
so.
good trouble. Wow. Once upon a time, though, my clan was very much like that, though probably for different reasons. Not so wholesome as getting into trouble. And Arosi kind of shuffles around in his bag, and he pulls out this old, beaten leather-bound tome, and it has some draconic script written on the spine of it and on the front of it, almost like it was hand etched into the leather using a claw. This right here, well, it's kind of hard to translate into the common tongue, but the quickest translation for it is the art of combat. This is culmination of what's left of my people after all those years ago. But within it, you get a lot of information about wielding weapons and the art of, well, combat. And Orosi points to his equipment that's laying off to the side, piled up. Teach you about all sorts of weapons and how to use them. With me, I've got a spear, got an axe, a couple of axes, got a whip even, although I don't have any blunt tools with me this time around, but all sorts of weapons, you name it, they've held it. But with any good art book, well, they've got art history. You see, Clan Orosi is very much a wholesome clan in the more recent times. They settled down, but before then, there's a reason why they took up the tools of war. Just like the gold of our scales, they took some obsession with finding much like it. Gold itself, other valuables. Often
They should have
conquered.
been the ones to take the golden frog.
Well, rather than theft, they would have done it by force. We were quite strong, quite proud.
Hmm.
Yes. They've mentioned a couple of folks of our ancient history. During a siege, no less. They were the ones sieging. But in this siege, they don't so much tell of the name of the town, but rather the name of the hero who was involved. Orosi Titanus. Who wasn't such a special dragonborn by most accounts, but who was quite large with as the usual talent for violence. And Orosi stands up, and he's 6'8", so he kind of like reaches up. They don't quite measure it very well in these stories, but with my arm up into the air, probably another arm's length higher. This man, this
Humongous.
dragonborn, he wielded a tree trunk for a club. They took this tree trunk as they were coming into this keep, surrounded by a moat.
You
And
hear
arrows were
Iljor mutter
hailing.
under Iljor mutter under his breath. Poor tree.
Yeah. This tree trunk,
God
he
damn it.
heaved this thing back and forth, swinging it, and then with one quick spin, he threw it straight into the gates. As Orosi kind of turns the page of the book, and with that, it came crashing down to splinters. This keep door went, and as the Orosi floated in, it broke down into chaos thereafter. With Orosi Titanus, this large creature did not have enough with his single tree trunk. He went in and to go and throw a punch at the stone wall, crumbling the walls of the keep. And that's where that ends. After that, there was some hastily scrawled notes afterwards, but, well, something to be told about the power of just brute strength. You see, they often talk about in these combat books about how it's good to be strong, how it's good to be more or less to be better than your opponent. But what they often don't tell, as he flips another page, is that it's often good to be keen, to be cutting.
Sylvia begins to speak about. I don't think I've heard you tell that one, Orosi. That's quite the feat of Orosi clan.
Well, this is as much as fact as it is fiction. I mean, I can imagine punching through straight stone and collapsing forts, but, well.
Did you ever want to be Titanus when you were
Yeah.
younger?
At some points. With as common with most Dragonborn, they tend to give us funny nicknames up until we earn our names.
Or
But-
maybe does Arosi Rogar feel that he is more cunning than Titanus?
Well, I always like to keep people guessing.
I see.
And
I'll
with
let you
that,
save that one for another day.
and with that, as stories are shared amongst the campfire, you see, looking up, throughout the next few minutes, just looking up at the night sky and wonder is, without any light pollution in these parts, just the overwhelming vastness of the world beyond and above you, slowly moving into your shelters and resting.
Before we leave the campfire, Anarion does perform his nightly ritual of repeating all of his fallen comrades' names before he goes to sleep.
Gotcha. As you are reciting these names, Anarion, you begin to feel warmth. You begin to feel a familiar feeling as the last names fall off your tongue. You feel this sort of energy, this voice in your head. Where are you? What are you doing? You begin to realize that this is,
Yeah.
in fact, the familiar voice of your sword.
If he's not by himself, he'll pull the sword out manually by hand. But if he's alone, he'll summon it to his hand, teleport it.
I would say reciting these, you are probably within your own tent.
That's fine. Yeah.
I don't think that would be something that Anarion would do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that'd be something Anarion would do, amongst others, recite the names.
No, he's the. I know the party's heard him do it before. They've heard him have his visions that he's had before as well. But, he doesn't necessarily do it amongst everybody. So if he did it at the campfire, it would be after everybody went to sleep. Otherwise, it would just be in the tent.
Okay. Well, let's assume that you're doing it in the tent. Okay, so you are alone, and so
Sure.
what would you say?
Yeah. So he just teleports his sword to his hand or summons it to his hand instead of manually drawing it.
Gotcha. As you
He uses
hold
his
out your
magic
hand,
to-
you begin to see this magical sort of substance begin to form, almost like it's uncloaking itself, so to speak,
Yeah.
as you grip the sword in your hand.
I'm aiding a friend. If we're gonna get what we want done, we're gonna need allies.
Before too long, I'm the one that's gonna need aid. I feel a presence in Hrathen. A familiar feeling that was once in Starstrider Hold.
His grip begins to become more of a white knuckle, like he's holding the hilt with all of his strength at this point. Whoa. Lads!
Oh, Iljor has spawned.
Iljor has
He's here.
spawned.
Iljor summon no jutsu.
What's up, dude?
Hello.
You missed the story of the golden frog of San Juapeguá.
Oh, you would have loved that. You would have loved that.
Yeah,
Juapeguá.
it was fucking San Juapeguá.
And Juapeguá.
Is the session already
We're
open?
gonna
Is everybody just
Right,
chilling?
Prego.
No, no,
Uh,
we're still
no,
in.
no,
We're still in.
We're still in.
Anarian. So, yeah, the sword just got done talking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so Anarian's grip kind of tightened around his blade.
Are you still listening? Or are you attempting to speak? with it?
He's going to attempt to speak.
Okay.
Where this presence when you say you sense this familiar presence, how is he searching for you?
I feel it somewhere. Not on this side of the world. It's revenge we seek. Yes, as the moment it mentions revenge, flashbacks of Star Strider Hold and the occupation of this force. When the sword initially came into your possession, this initial feeling of revenge, what was talked about.
Awkward.
I've not forgotten.
Yeah, you feel that connection when he mentions revenge, and it's stated that it does feel on the other side of the world a coming presence.
Well, I believe we had business over there anyway. Well, as I said, I kind of owe Iljor. I need to aid him with this. He's followed me this whole time, without question. So he deserves some kind of assistance with his interests.
This plan of yours is taking far too long.
Last time we were in Star Strider Hold, if you don't remember, I was captured and we got the shit beat out of us. So unless you're going to just throw me some more strength and some more power for free, I'm not sure that there's much I can do at the moment other than help my friends and learn how to control what you've given me.
After a lengthy pause, you do still feel its presence. Not getting the sense that there is any understanding nor misunderstanding. As this entity is kind of, I want to say hard to reason with in ways, as it doesn't seem very, how do I want to put this? Vastly, I mean, you as an entity are vastly different than this entity with different priorities and stuff, so it's hard to kind of relate. But after a lengthy pause, visions and occurrences of the past will soon meet your acquaintance once again, Anarion. As you feel this overwhelming sense of, along with when he said revenge, you felt kind of a connection to the past and this sort of connection with the entity. His sort of premonition of things coming in the future that, from what you can gather, are going to feel familiar. You're not quite sure if it can perhaps see the future or kind of detect what may happen, or like if he's leaving you clues. But he is saying, he's basically trying to, or this entity is trying to, perhaps give you a sense of, like, be careful, because there is, you may soon feel familiar things, but you're not really sure what that might be.
What he means by that,
Yeah. As you feel the presence sort to slowly dissipate away from your consciousness.
And Arion just says to himself as he feels that presence leave, cryptic as ever.
As the rest of the party gets their nightly rest, I will say, sleeping here, waking up in the morning, you are but a short walk from the druid and I think it's about 2 hours. I will call the session there, and we can pick it up upon meeting the druid, and I can flesh out his character a little bit more because I have an idea for this guy and his little backstory, and plus Ildjor. Hopefully, you can be there to interact with this druid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to the other party because we had our first session today about making sure we'll communicate more, make sure that we don't have any overlapping sessions.
Yeah, I mean, things happen, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I usually put in polls and see what days work best for everybody, but
You're time limited
Well,
this time.
I'm not really time limited. I mean, just there is a big break next year, but not everybody's gonna be here every time, so I'm not too worried about, but yeah.